With 2023 being already here, I'm sure plenty of you have no idea what to play in January. Well. Today I'm gonna show you 10 examples of great campaigns that you could play at the beginning of this year. First one, Sardinia Piedmont. Well, if you don't know the beauty of this toothpaste color, you have to try it out yourself. Sardinia Piedmont can be formed either by Savoy or Sardinia. It has great ideas for expansion because you have AE impact, improved relation and co-creation cost, while in the mission tree you have permanent bonus to admin efficiency. This is only one of the few places where you can get it. But out of that, they have great setup for the build up. There's 10% goods price modifier in the mission tree, other goods price modifying ideas, tax meta, idea cost, development cost, and also something for the military, so discipline, manpower, and for defense. So as you can see, they pretty much don't have any useless ideas. This is a pretty nice setup. Mission tree itself is very okay, it's not on the level of Lions of the North, but it's really nice. They have plenty of perma claims, temporary modifiers, and pure Casus Belli on France. There are not that many achievements you can play around with Savoy, so you could just go for Formation Vitali if you don't have that yet. Number 9, Teutonic Order. So one of the top tier mission tree setups since 1.34. You know that Teutonic Order starts in a tough position, between Poland, Muscovy and the HRE, but at the same time you have two paths of the mission tree that you can follow, and this is actually nice because these are two completely different campaigns you can play out. Prussia with going into HRE or Holy Horde. Yes, you hear me right, Holy Horde with these modifiers, absolutely broken and a very unique scenario to play as. The ideas themselves are very strong, especially at the beginning with all of these military modifiers, then it gets a little bit worse over the time. In general, you can get 3 achievements playing as Teutonic Order, with Baltic Crusader to conquer plenty of provinces in Europe, a Fine Goose Step if you go the Prussian path, or a Holy Hoarder, so form Mongol Empire as a Holy Horde if you go the Holy Horde path, and this is the path that I would really recommend to you. Number 8, it's Lithuania. So even though it's a great power in 1444, it's not played that much, and I would really recommend to try it out after 1.34 because the upgraded mission tree is really nice with a lot of unique modifiers, but most importantly a pure Casus Belli from Poland and Muscovy. The ideas are honestly not too good, so you have to rush forming Commonwealth, but this Commonwealth is a little bit different than the Polish one because this is Lithuanian, Polish Commonwealth with a little bit different ideas, but of course there's plenty of great military modifiers, same as for the Polish Commonwealth, but you also get death cost, gov capacity, and diplomatic annexation cost. You also have to remember that Lithuania will have access to 2 special units, which is Winged Hussars and Cossacks. And Cossack estates is in general very nice because you get CAF compatibility, CAF cost, and of course the special units. Finally, as for the achievements you can go for as Lithuania, there's a Grand Duchy where you have to get 1000 development while staying a duchy, and Lithuania starts as a duchy. And finally, Uncommonwealth, so you have to reverse the Commonwealth and get Poland under yourself. Number 7 is Zoroastrian Ajam into Persia. So in general, Ajam is in a tough scenario at the very start because it's between QQ on the west and there's Ottomans and Mamluks just next by, and on the east you have Giga Timurids with plenty of subjects. But at the same time, if you manage to survive this, you can very easily form a Persia to get rid of your trash ideas and get top tier ideas of Persia that are focused on military and trade and economy. And because you have so many military modifiers in the Persian areas, you don't really have to take any military modifiers in general in your campaign, so you can just focus on expansion ideas or whatever is your, of course, idea of the game. And on top of that, you can very easily go Zoroastrian, which is this beautiful humans with 10% discipline, so it's another reason to not take any meal ideas, because you have meal ideas in your religion and national ideas. It's worth to mention Persian government, because feudal theocracy is giving you a missionary strength, and at the same time free buttons, which is construction cost temporarily, claims on all of the bordering heavens and herding provinces of your neighbors, and death cost in the capital region. There are 2 achievements you can complete with this run, which is This is Persia, and at the same time also, of course, the Zoroastrian achievement. Number 6 is gonna be Sikh Punjab. So here you can pretty much decide whatever you want to start as, but the easiest is to start as Syrian because you have free formation of Delhi with plenty of cores and the great ruler, where after a couple of decades there's gonna be a province where Sikh will be spawned. And here you don't have to use any rebels because changing into Sikh is very easy. It's pretty much like changing from Catholic to Protestant. You just click a button in your religious tab and change into Sikh. And I'm speaking about this because, you know, Sikh is really underplayed by people with one simple reason: it's a long-term religion. They have great modifiers in general because it's meal, tech, cost and morale of armies, but then you have a system of gurus. So throughout the game you have gurus that are changing on the certain dates. Each guru is giving you +1 monarch point. Yes, so it's great of one generation, but also with each guru you can choose one of the 3 permanent modifiers. So throughout the game you can stack these modifiers, and in the end it's one of the strongest regions in game, but it requires long-term gameplay. You know, it's just like Thanos pursuing the Infinity Stones. You know, you're also just collecting these bonuses like Thanos. As for the ideas of Punjab, they're not top tier, but they're really nice, especially for economy in the military. While what is also worth mentioning is that you will have access to Rajput units, which is another special unit that is fairly nice. It's not broken, but it's a great addition to that content. While finally, as for the achievements, you can go for the Sikh pan. Number 5, it's Norway, but I would recommend not a standard Norway gameplay. I would recommend you to start as Norway and move your capital to the new world. So instead of creating colonies, you will get everything for yourself. Top fun gameplay, especially that Norway is having one of the best, if not the best, mission trees for the colonization, while in the ideas they're getting a colonist, a colonial range, and ability to recruit explorers and conquistadors without exploration ideas. At the same time, you know, it's still a big challenge because you are extremely poor and you are a subject of Denmark at the very start. So, you know, with this kind of run you could go for 2 achievements. One is very fresh from the latest patch and it requires you to switch your capital to the new world, while the other one is very old. It's called Norwegian Wood, but you can still get it while going the strategy that I told you. It's just gonna be a little bit more challenging. But challenge is what you're looking for, right? Number 4 is gonna be Siam. And Siam is a formidable nation in Indochina with one of the coolest ideas in game, in my opinion, where you can go for Siam starting. I would recommend 2 nations. You either start more challenging, so as Tibet, then you become a horde and then you form Siam, or you go a more straightforward path where you start as Ayutthaya. Probably most of you don't know that, but there is a very strong strategy for Ayutthaya. In general, you cannot form Siam until the Age of Absolutism when you're starting as Ayutthaya, but what you could do is to go very early in game, a very subject-focused gameplay. Your mission tree is giving you like 5 subjugation casus bellis, and it's focused in early game to switching your main culture to Lao, so the one that is in Langshank. That allows you to form Langshank with new missions. You can also go and take advantage of them, and Langshank can form Siam without any requirements of the age or technology. So this way you can go and take advantage of the mission tree, form Siam, and get back to Ayutthaya mission tree because Siam has the same missions. Now, why I think Siam has one of the top tier ideas? Well, we have diplomatic reputation and annexation cost for expansion, idea cost, tech cost, death cost for build-up of your nation, and then plenty of military modifiers. So same as I was mentioning with Ajam into Persia, you don't have to take any military ideas to be the strongest military in the game. Especially that Siam has one of the strongest, if not the strongest modifiers in game for the military, +1 cavalry fire. There are not that many achievements you can go with this strategy because it's pretty much a white elephant where you start as Ayutthaya and you pretty much unite the region. Now guys, get ready because I think top 3 are gonna be some nations that you wouldn't expect on this list. Starting with number 3, Japan. Ha! Who would have expected Japan? But in this case, it's not standard Japanese gameplay. Because it's a gameplay starting as not Oda, not Ashikaga, not Shimazu, not Hosokawa, as Kono. So why I would recommend this kind of the gameplay? Of course, Japan itself is an extremely interesting region and you have plenty of possibilities of the gameplay. Like, for example, doing 7 show strengths while expanding. Shinto region is one of my favorite in game because not only you have modifiers depending of your isolationist level, but also at the same time you have plenty of events with plenty of bonuses with all of these incidents that you're getting as Japan. Mission 3 itself is like really mediocre. I would love to see an upgrade to it at one point. Now finally, why Kono and not one of the most popular nations? Well, because it's completely different setup. Look at these ideas are focused on navy. This might be great for you to go and try more naval gameplay where you can bully China, you can expand into Philippines, expand into Indonesia, and maybe even go colonial. Why only focus on military? I can have some fun with the navy. So, you know, with this kind of strategy, you have potentially 4 Japanese achievements that can be completed. I think 2 of them cannot be done at the same time, so the Christian one and the isolationist one, but, you know, you can just play around and choose what's the best strategy for yourself. Number 2 is Israel. Now, why would I put this nation over here in the list? Because I think it's another nation that is extremely underplayed. Formation of Israel is extremely easy because you need to go Jewish and you need to own 3 provinces in the Mamluks area. Now, what does Israel have that is so unique for them? Well, they ideas are not top tier, but they're not bad. I kinda like them. You know, it's mainly around military, counter stability and economy, so pretty standard. Interestingly, if you convert Jerusalem, you get this modifier for a province, so 10% more of armies, 10% more of navies. And what is the best part of potential Israeli run? Oh, of course, besides the color, which is almost like a toothpaste of Sardinia Piedmont, it's always important to have a good color. Siam also had this, I did not mention it, religion. The Jewish religion is extremely underplayed in EU4. It's mostly because it's hard to get it, right? It's pretty much only in Ethiopia. But Jewish religion is working in some parts similar to Protestant, meaning that you have 3 bonuses that you can take and choose from. These bonuses are decent, but at the same time, each of these bonuses, if you choose them, they have a hidden modifier that gets activated once you go and start the celebrations. And these modifiers, they're not only very nice and strong, but also at the same time they're innovative. Some of them you can't find them in any other place of the game. As always, I have to mention a potential achievement because I don't know how you're looking at the game, but I usually look, when I'm looking at the campaign to start, I'm looking what achievement can I get in it. That's why I'm mentioning achievement with each of these nations, and here again there's one achievement that can be done. Number 1, Zulu. Now you might think that playing as Zulu is very hard because it's pretty much past 1700, right? Or even 1750 or something, so you have to wait 300 years to play it. No. There is one simple trick to play it within like 20 years. You start as Mudapa, you conquer provinces from Sofala, which has Nguni culture, that is a culture of Zulus. You spread this culture to your own provinces, then you destate your provinces, give this province to Butua, your vassal, then seize this province from Butua. Thanks to it, the province that you just seized, there's 0 nations with the core on it. This is extremely important because thanks to it, this provinces, and you have to repeat that for all of the provinces with Nguni culture, this way, when there's no core owner on that provinces, there will be rebels loading Zulu separatists. Now, this is not gonna be enough to go and reach Zulu. You have to let these rebels start, you have to provoke them. They have to occupy all of these provinces with Nguni culture, and once they do that, you kill them and you can release yourself as Zulus. Now, what is really interesting in Zulus besides, you know, roleplay and, you know, whole history around them? Well, most importantly, they have militarization mechanics. This is pretty much Prussian monarchy 2.0. Not to mention their military ideas are also at Prussia level, and besides military ideas, I think they have better non-military ideas than Prussia, because you can find core creation cost, years of separatism, Gov cap, and reform progress growth. Unfortunately, I don't think there are any missions for Zulu, but still these modifiers that I just mentioned, they are absolutely worth trying out. So guys, I think this is gonna be all for today, and of course, if you did enjoy this video and would like to more videos that are not strictly gameplay, let me know by liking it. But in the meantime, let me know in comments what is the first campaign you're planning or already started in January. At last, Remember to subscribe to the channel to get notified about all of the future videos that we're having prepared for you, because there's something very nice coming really soon on the channel. Bye!